Okay. Okay, welcome, Adena.
Thanks.
So I'm so curious. You joined Authentic Relating Go on Friday, and tell me about your experience.
Well, it was incredible. I work full time and I'm a single mom at home, and we're in COVID, so I don't have a lot of outlets and community, and especially a community that's empathic, compassionate, and into personal growth. So the experience was just heartwarming. Just felt like going home in my home.
So yeah, from the comfort of your home, and you're in New York, I think, right?
hmm
Amazing.
Everybody was so loving,
Mm.
especially the heart symbol of our picture. I just felt the love, and that's what I really need right now, and I think that's what a lot of people need. They need to feel the love.
Yeah. So you noticed there was a big shift from when you arrived at the Connection Games that Riley hosted and at the end. Can you share a little bit how different you felt?
Yeah, I mean, I think now every human's vulnerability is coming to the forefront, and one of the biggest things that makes people vulnerable is social isolation and the feeling that what they're experiencing nobody else experiences. And hearing that we're all humans with essentially the same genetic makeup, more or less, and the same spectrum of feelings and the same basic experiences was amazing, because we're all we all go through the same things, and people were open enough and authentic enough and trusting enough to share their personal experiences without even knowing one another. And that's really special because you created a forum that allowed for that comfort. And a lot of the interactions we have on a day-to-day basis don't really get to our emotional core. And so
Right.
we have to live a life that's kind of split or dissociated from how we're feeling inside.
Mm. Yes. I I'm so curious about, that this platform allows for that level of sharing and openness and vulnerability as you describe. And I'm so curious to hear from you. What was it that you felt that you could allow yourself the permission to open in that way? I mean, what were there any signals or the way that the space was set up by Riley or how people were sharing with you? Like, what were there certain things that stand out for you?
Well, I really like that it was in the form of a workshop or a game as opposed to pathologizing or villainizing our negative emotions. It Riley facilitated a very safe space that was without judgment, and I happen to be a very open person, so it doesn't take much for me to share, but I don't get that much reciprocity in my daily life because I don't feel like many people are willing to engage with me on a deep level. So for me, it was really nice to see other people being open as well. And what I also loved was everybody's undivided presence,
Hmm.
which we don't have enough of. There's a
It,
lot of distractibility.
right, right. And I was going to add, especially if you're alone, that you don't have maybe any presence from anyone. So to feel like, wow, you're with people. Not only are you with people, you're with people who are with you in your experience.
But I go to a lot of Zoom groups,
Oh, okay.
and people are not necessarily attentive. They're there, but they're not there. And then it's very obvious energetically.
You can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the goal is not necessarily to be present either.
Mm.
Like just to have people's cameras on, for them not to be looking at other things. it's so comforting.
Mm.
It's so like people's energy and presence, complete presence is one of the most powerful gifts.
Right, we can say it's, I mean, a basic human need to be seen and be heard and be welcomed just as we are. Hmm.
And I think feel like people all over the world are seeking that, but not necessarily in healthy ways
Right.
because they don't really know what it is they need. And I think if anything, this pandemic has given people or given humanity the understanding that intimate and emotional and authentic human connections is essential. But I don't think it's easy for people to identify because I think it gets confused a lot with sexuality and romantic relationships. But it's
Mhm.
beyond that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when we think about heart connection, we think, oh, that's only possible with, a girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, that we can't have heart connections with friends or with strangers, and feel connected in a deep way. That we can share that sense of intimacy, on a heart level, even at far distances, thanks to technology.
And even without knowing the person, the partner that I was assigned with in the breakout room during the event, we did not know each other.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it was a very healing experience for both of us within the span of 10 minutes. So if you, by creating the environment by which people could be transformed by talking to a stranger from across the world within 10 minutes, then the impact for mass healing or just connection on a global level, human to human connection, is enormous.
Well, it's been just over 2 months that the platform is live. So we're young, and we're growing, and I mean, it's work that I've been doing for the past 20 years, more in person, of course, than online. And same with the other team. Other facilitators have been doing this work a long time, and it's a wonderful way that we can be of service and support, people who are not just in the same place, in the same town, but all over the world, as you say. So yeah, it's such an honor to be able to bring this work out. And thank you so much for sharing your experience and support.
And thank you so much for putting this out there. I haven't found any other forum that offers this kind of program, so thank you.
It's a pleasure. Well, we'll talk soon. I'll just pause the recording and then we can continue our conversation. Unless there's more that you'd like to share. Okay, perfect. Thank you.